In this video, I'm not just going to tell you life in Portugal is healthier. I'm going to prove it with actual data and show you how moving here was maybe the best decision I ever made for my health and why it could be your best decision too. First up, healthcare in Portugal. In America, you're basically terrified of getting sick. You pay a fortune for health insurance, but you're still scared to even use it because of high deductibles and co-payments. The system is designed to make money off your illness. But the healthcare system in Portugal operates on a completely different philosophy. Here, healthcare is a right, not a commodity. It's guaranteed in the Constitution. This is the foundation of the Serviço Nacional de Saúde, or SNS, the National Health Service. It's funded by taxes, so everyone who is a legal resident, including any expat in Portugal like me, gets access to essential care for free or super cheap. And it's high quality care, but don't just take my word for it. The numbers are pretty shocking. The US spends more on healthcare per person than any other developed country. It's not even close. 3 or 4 times more per person than Portugal. Yet for all that money, America's healthcare quality gets crushed by Portugal's due to its lower cost, better access, and better outcomes. The World Health Organization ranks the U.S. way down at number 37 in an analysis of the world's health systems, while Portugal is ranked in the top 15. But here's the craziest stat: life expectancy. The average person in Portugal lives to be about 83 years old. In the United States, it's around 78, 5 years less. People are literally living longer in Portugal while the country spends dramatically less on healthcare than the US. You wouldn't think that's possible. You want to have a baby in a Portuguese public hospital? It's 100% free for legal residents. In the US, even with good insurance, that can cost you thousands of dollars. And without it, you're looking at debt that will change your life. How about a hip replacement? In the US, it can cost as high as $40,000. In Portugal, it costs a few $1,000s in a private hospital and only a few dollars or nothing under SNS. Even routine checkups in the US can cost several $100s out of pocket. Here, they're free or very low cost. My recent checkup cost me 22 euros, about $25 in US currency. Now look, Portugal isn't perfect. The public system is overloaded, and it can have long wait times for things that aren't emergencies, mostly due to a shortage of doctors and nurses, especially in rural areas. That's a real problem. It's why a lot of people, including many expats like me, get private health insurance to supplement the public system. They rely on the public system in case of emergencies, but use the private system for routine and elective care. In fact, as long as I've been here, I've never used the free SNS system. I've relied solely on a private healthcare plan that's so cheap it feels like someone made a mistake. The impact of all of this is not just financial. Because healthcare costs here are so low or free, people go to the doctor and get regular checkups much more often. This may be the single biggest reason why people in Portugal are healthier and live longer. They see a doctor frequently when they need to, not only when they can afford it. The bottom line is that fear of going broke because you got sick, that uniquely American stress hanging over your family's head, it just disappears here. That alone is a massive health benefit. But it's not just about doctors and hospitals. It's about your everyday life. And this is where the lifestyle in Portugal gets even better, starting with what you eat. In the US, so much of the food is ultra-processed, full of sugar, and engineered to last forever on a shelf. Check out the data. Studies show that ultra-processed foods make up between 60 and 70% of the food purchased by Americans. In Portugal, that number is dramatically lower, with some studies putting it as low as 10 to 20% of the average diet, the lowest in Europe. The European Union has much stricter rules on things like preservatives and phony ingredients. You can find the exact same brand in both countries, and the ingredient list will be completely different. Even their bread is on another level. Most supermarket bread in the US is packed with all kinds of additives and preservatives. Here, it's baked fresh every single day, even in the big supermarkets. It's a staple of life, and it's amazing. I had a friend from the US visit recently who was gluten intolerant, but she said she could eat the bread here in Portugal just fine. This focus on fresh, real food shows up in the prices too. In the US, buying organic, or what they call biological or bio in Portugal, can cost a fortune. Here, the price difference is tiny. High quality olive oil, cheese, fresh vegetables, they're not specialty items, they're just normal standard food. It's what's for dinner. It's also how people eat. Meals in Portugal are more of a social event than in the US. People take their time in restaurants, it's more relaxed, and waiters aren't trying to hustle you out the door. In America, it's common to see people walking around with big mugs of iced coffee to go. You almost never see that in Portugal. People drink a lot of coffee, but they do it sitting down at a cafe, connecting with friends. And while fast food is here, it doesn't seem as ubiquitous or in your face. You don't see glaring golden arches on every corner or along the highway, mostly because large outdoor advertising for fast food is restricted. And many fast food joints are integrated into the surroundings or even tucked away in hard to find alleys. And you can literally see the results. The United States has a massive obesity problem, with a rate of almost 40%. In Portugal, that number is almost half that, around 22%. So this isn't about willpower, it's about your environment. It's just easier to be healthier when you're surrounded by real food that wasn't designed in a lab. And then there's just walking. Many cities in Portugal were built centuries before cars even existed. They're designed for walking. You walk to the market, you walk to the cafe, you take a walk by the water at night. This active lifestyle is a huge part of the high quality of life in Portugal. Without even trying, you'll find you have way more energy and you just feel better. This next one is the biggest health secret that no one really talks about, your time. American work culture worships the hustle. Working 24/7 is a badge of honor, even though chronic stress is scientifically proven to be killing you. But Portugal did something crazy. The country has a law creating a right to disconnect. It's literally illegal for your boss to contact you outside of work hours unless it's an absolute emergency. Now think about that. No more of those quick question texts on a Sunday night or when you're on vacation. Your downtime is protected by law. This focus on work-life balance in Portugal is a real game changer. The standard work week is capped at 40 hours. And by law, everyone gets a minimum of 22 paid vacation days a year, plus 13 public holidays. That's more than a month of paid time off. And everyone expects you to actually take it. This extends to family life, too. New parents can take a combined parental leave of 120 days, paid at 100% of their salary, or 150 days, paid at 80%. And for fathers, there's a mandatory paternity leave of 28 paid working days to ensure they can be there in those critical early weeks. Paid parental leave in the US as a national policy doesn't exist. In fact, it's the only developed country that doesn't offer it for their workers. Okay, before you start packing your bags for Portugal, I have to be completely honest. Portugal is not a perfect paradise. The bureaucracy, the customer service, can sometimes be painfully slow and confusing, enough to make you want to pull your hair out. It's not so much the lack of technology as it is a cultural thing. Everything is just a little slower here. It's more relaxed, which can be good some of the time, but it can also be frustrating. Those wait times in the public healthcare system are real, and the salaries here are way lower than in the United States. So it's not about finding a perfect place to move to, because there is no perfect place. It's about choosing a different set of problems. The trade-off in Portugal is swapping a lower income for a much better quality of life and a lower cost of living. It's swapping a bit of American convenience for the peace of mind that you won't go broke if you get sick. Where universal healthcare puts people over profit, where the food culture is built on fresh ingredients, and where the work culture legally protects your right to rest and gives you the freedom to actually live your life and spend more time with your friends and family. Moving abroad is a huge decision, but if you're considering a move to Portugal, investing in your health is one of the best reasons for doing it. I didn't move here to improve my health. It's just an added benefit of living in Portugal, and it's a big one. Okay, so that's my side of the story. I want to hear yours. For the American expats living in Portugal, what's been your experience? And for those of you thinking about moving, what are your biggest questions or your fears and concerns? Drop a comment below. I'll read and respond to every one. And if you want more honest videos about life abroad and the pros and cons of living in Portugal, do me a huge favor and hit those like and subscribe buttons. Make sure you hit the bell too so you get notified of what's coming next. Till next time, até já.